Hey everyone, welcome back to our Python programming series. Today we are diving into one of the core building blocks of coding, conditional statements in Python. These are like the decision makers of your code, helping your program choose what to do based on certain conditions. By the end of this video, you will be writing if, elif, and else statements. Conditional statements let your program make decisions. Think of them as a fork in the road. Depending on the situation, your code takes one path or another. In Python, we use if, elif, and else to control this flow. If your statement is true, code inside the if block is executed. If it's false, code inside the else block is executed or program continues execution. Now let's break it down with a simple code example. So age equals 20, and I will create a conditional statement that prints you can vote if age is greater than or equal to 18. So I will write if, be careful there, no parentheses. You don't have to, you can, it will be better, but you don't have to use parentheses here, at least for Python. Age is greater than or equal to 18. Be careful here. In Python, the syntax of if statements are like that. First, you write your conditional statement, then the condition, and after that, you put a colon. After that, you have to be careful because we need to make an indentation. By hitting the enter key, it will do it automatically for most of the IDEs. But if you are writing your code on a notepad or similar editors, you have to be careful about indentations. So you can also manually make indentations using the tab key, but do not mix the spaces and tabs. Believe me, it will give you a headache later because it will confuse Python at some point or you will get confused. So now write our statement. Print, you can vote. That's all. You just have to be careful about this indentation means your statement belongs to this if conditional in hierarchy. So this statement belongs this. This is the statement if our condition is true. You can also write multiple conditions using operators like and or not, etc. So let's write age is greater than or equal to 18, or let's say and age is less than or equal to 80. So if I set its value to 90, it won't print out. We have no results here to show up. But if you just change it to 70, it prints you can vote. So we can see that our conditional statement is executed. If it's not, you can also write a else statement. So let's write else print you can't vote. So I typed you can't vote. So if I change its value to 90 again, I will get this as an output. So it says you can't vote. So we are done here. And now I can show you another statement named elif. The elif works. It's an abbreviation for else if. Elif works if you have conditions that does not work for if or else. Let's say if age is equal to 70, Let's print you can't vote without permission. So it's a special kind of vote. Think of a system like that. Let's write it 70. It says you can't vote without permission. So it did not print out the statement belongs to else. So it did not print this block. It printed out you can't vote without permission. So we are done here. And let's create another example similar to this. Let's say your score is 85. And let's assign a letter grade based on a score. So if score is greater than or equal to 90, it will print out grade A. Elif, so else if score is greater than or equal to 80, it will print grade B. Elif score greater than or equal to 70, it will print grade C. Else, it will print grade D. So if the score is 90 or above, you get an A. If it's between 80 and 89, you get a B, and so on. Else catch anything below 70. Let's see how this works with score set to 85. Python checks each condition in order. Since 85 is greater than or equal to 80, it should print grade B. Let's run and see it with our eyes. Okay, it says grade B nice. So how it works? 85 comes there. It checks. If score is greater than or equal to 90, it's false. Now it's here. If score is greater than or equal to 80, yes. So print this and break the statement. So this one worked. We don't need to look for others. But do not forget this. This hierarchy can go forever as you want. At some points, you need nested loops like inside this. So let's say if core is equal to 85, score is equal to 85, print congratulations and print it. It says now congratulations. So you can use nested conditional statements too. So if inside elif or goes on. Now let's take a look at another example. Sometimes you need decisions within decisions. That's called nesting. Let's say you are checking if someone can enter somewhere. Let's say age is 21 as ID is equals true. If age is greater than or equal to 19, print age is fine, checking ID. So let's say if has ID, so if it is true, it will evaluate the true automatically since it's a boolean. We don't need any conditions extra here. Print welcome. Else print no ID. Else you can also write an else statement for the if statement above, so it will work for h2. So let's write print sorry You are too young to enter. Here, we first check if age is at least 19. If true, we move to a nested if to check has ID, has underscore ID, I say. If both conditions are met, you are in. If has ID is false, you are denied entry despite being old enough. If age is under 19, the else block runs. Let's run and see it. Age is fine, checking ID, and it says welcome since our age is 21. So let's write 15, says sorry, you are too young to enter. Or let's write 20, but make as ID false. So it's set to false, says no ID now. So we are done with this example. So here are common mistakes about conditional statements. Before we wrap up, let's talk about them. First, always use a colon after if, elif, or else. Forgetting it will cause a syntax error. So this one is incorrect. An incorrect example. Age greater than 80. It does it automatically, but I don't want it. So I will first write something and then print no indent. Let's delete this. Okay, let's delete this. As you can see, it expects colon. So if I write colon, if I type colon, now it expects an indented block after if statement online. So if I hit the tab key and define h, let's define h, it now can run. So let's take another example. So forgetting colon will cause a syntax error, indentation will cause a syntax error if it's wrongly used. Third, don't overuse elif. If you have too many conditions, consider using a dictionary or a different structure. Finally, test your conditions. Try different values to make sure your logic works. Try writing your own conditional statements, maybe a program to decide what to wear based on the weather. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to learn next. Until then, keep coding, and I will see you in the next video.